It's my feel-good breakfast show.
It's a brand new week, which means a new episode of INGRAMS Skin Sessions, a thought-provoking campaign that encourages brave conversations which are more than skin deep. And today, we're unpacking the topic of body positivity, loving your body and embracing its flaws, no matter what your shape or size.
And many people are going under the knife, and photo editing and filters on social media are becoming even more prevalent. Now, we're even being bombarded by the media and some brands with unrealistic beauty standards. Is anyone ever completely happy in their bodies and the skin they are in? When someone chooses to fix something they aren't happy with about themselves, is that still being body positive, or is genuine body positivity accepting the body you're born in? Now, this morning we are joined by South African political analyst, journalist and broadcaster Eusebius McKaiser, as well as fashion model, LGBTQIA+ activist, and South Africa's first transgender Miss South Africa contestant, Leslie Machaba, as we delve into this topic a little further. Good morning and welcome back.
Good to see you. I get so excited when I see you guys because I know that we're going to get into the meat of this. It's going to be an interesting one. And we've been talking about very big things, but these big topics all seem to kind of come down to the person. And ultimately, this is all about how we view ourselves, what we're saying to ourselves every day, because those messages do matter. And it gets really interesting when we talk about body positivity. I think we might be talking about fat shaming or size. Yes, that's one element. But in a country like South Africa, I think this starts to encapsulate a whole lot more. Gender, sexuality, race. Everything plays a factor here. So I'm gonna get you to open your account and ask you, how is this relationship going here? How do you feel about your own body? What is the relationship you share with your body? Are you body positive?
My relationship with my own body is complicated. I mean, you can see it just from the way I'm dressed. When we're getting ready to come on set, the crew member was asking me, are you going to tuck your shirt in? I was like, hell no. You know, because then the macabre is going to be like broadcast nationally. So my shirt is hanging loose. I've chosen black. I also had a sneak look to see how I'm coming across on the video. And that tells you that despite going to gym 5-6 times a week, despite boxing 3-4 times a week, I don't like my body. I didn't like my body at school when I was extremely thin. I left matric weighing 56 kilograms. Wow. Over the course of a Rhodes University education, that doubled because you drink at Rhodes University, and that's lots and lots of calories. And because of that social messaging that you were talking about, the normative standard for what is a beautiful body, an acceptable body, this is a body that I'm not comfortable in, to be honest.
But I love that we are having this conversation and we are changing the narrative because society is becoming a bit more open to these conversations. As a trans woman, were you always comfortable in your body, and was society putting on extra pressure for you being so comfortable in your body?
As a trans woman, I was never, obviously. So I suffered body dysmorphia and gender dysphoria, 2 mental illness at once. So I had to undergo the whole process, HRT, in order for me to feel comfortable in my own skin. And I want every single person out there to understand that trans individuals come in different forms. Not necessarily all trans individuals want to undergo the whole HRT process in order for them to feel comfortable in their own body, because it's a mental thing. So we have, like I've mentioned, gender dysphoria and body dysmorphia. So in my case, I suffered body dysmorphia and gender dysphoria. So I was never comfortable with the body that I was born in, and I'm still struggling with that on a daily basis since I'm a model as well. So whenever I gain weight, I tend to be hard on myself. I tend to not eat. So I suffered anorexia back in 2017 because of modeling. So it's a matter of trying to be your level best and trying to arrive, because it's a process.
Yeah.
It's a process. So like, I'm learning every single day to not be hard on myself, because no one will ever be able to have an 100% image of what they desire to be.
You could sit on this couch with 0.3% body fat, and if that's your vibe, you'll be upset that it's 0.3 and not 0.2. That's just the way we're wired. We are constantly trying to improve. As you've said, you're not happy with the state that you're in at the moment, and it's not from a lack of trying. You enjoy the gym element. So what do you do then? What's the next step for you? Do you go under the knife?
The motivation for why you might want to go under the knife matters. I don't think there's anything wrong with someone saying, you know what, just for my own aesthetic preferences, I want a little bit of Botox, or I want to have a liposuction. I don't think we should judge someone ethically for that, or want to have a national bosberaad. What is it about society that made Eusebius have a tummy tuck? However, For me personally, Graham, the reality is that all surgery is inherently invasive. So I wouldn't go under the knife. I would rather see the temptation to do so being symptomatic of the fact that I don't love myself. And I'd rather spend time with my therapist, which I am doing, to try and aim at loving myself for no reason at all than trying to go under the knife. Because I bet you'll go under the knife a
And
week
find
later.
something else. Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Bring it back to you, Letta Khonolo. You were the first openly trans woman to make it into Miss South Africa Top 30 pageant, right? And speaking about all the things, the challenges that you faced, you know, dysmorphia, anorexic, how did you overcome this? How do you sit here on the couch being so confident and proud with the skin that you were in?
It's a process. It's a process. I'm not there yet, but I'm getting there, slowly but surely. So during the Miss South Africa pageant selection, top 10 selection, I was never comfortable, more especially since it was a time where I didn't have my SRS and we had to do bikini shoots. So I was never comfortable, and also my thighs. I feel like my biggest insecurities are my thighs. Like I have thick thighs, not like model-sized thighs. So I constantly tell myself that you are perfect. Like you've always been saying that you were created for a reason. Always keep that in mind, that those thick thighs save lives.
Hello, come on.
Yeah, and as you said, I hurt my legs. I can just feel eyes across the whole country rolling like, oh my God, I wish I had your thighs. That's how we're wired, and maybe this is the sick joke. Maybe we're wired like that so we don't ever stop trying to improve ourselves or finding some kind of new ground mentally to accept ourselves. Those two agendas, I think, are probably going to be at war with each other, and with good reason. We want to be improving. But to that person that is sitting at that low point now where they just cannot get that connect between how they see themselves and the body that they're in, what advice do you have for them, Eusebius?
It takes a pathway of habituating yourself to get to what I'm about to say. But the goal that you should strive towards is to love yourself for no reason at all. We cannot love ourselves conditionally. I will be happy if I have a six-pack. I will be happy if I drop my pant size from 34 to 30, for example. Because I promise you, psychologically, you will keep shifting the goalpost. You will get your six-pack, and then the next thing you will go, oh my God, I wish I had an IQ of 132. What can I do to improve my brain power? Let me take brain food. So you're constantly going to recalibrate what it means to be happy and to love yourself. And so the goal should be to love yourself for no reason. As a bonus, you can chip away at particular goals. I'd love to look good for December. I'd love to have a beach body. There's nothing wrong with goal setting, but you should not tie self-love to those.
Yeah.
What about for you, Letta Khonolo? What does it mean to you? And maybe give advice for other women or trans women watching right now and saying, you know what, I want to be like her. I want to be able to be so positive and just be comfortable.
There is nothing wrong about wanting to change. If you seriously want to evolve as a person, you need to love yourself. There is no need for you to be comfortable, but love yourself, because with that, you would be able to attract peace. So always keep in mind that peace only comes to those who preach it. Do not self-hate, because the moment you say you hate your body, I don't like this and this and this, you'll end up having more and more and more self-hatred. So rather practice love, preach love to yourself. So affirmations on a daily basis are needed.
Can the two of you write a book? Like, I feel like the two of you need to sit down, write a book, and we will just read it every single day.
Probably written about 5 already in the time that we've been sitting here. I love this. This whole time I've been speaking about, speaking to myself, trying to reinforce the words that you've been saying, because it was a light bulb moment for me. Acceptance of oneself is one thing. You want to be striving to be a better version of yourself. Loving yourself is something else entirely. And thank you so much. I'm actually getting quite emotional about thinking about it, but it's a powerful notion here. It needs to start with unconditional love. What an amazing conversation. I think understanding what it means to be body positive through self-love and then self-acceptance is important. As we are having conversations like these, it's given me goosebumps, in fact.
Of course, you too can join this week's Brave Conversation and also stand a chance to win that final one 1,000 Rand cash prize with Ingrams. And to be chosen as their last lucky winner, all you need to do is very simple. Reply to the competition post on the Expresso Facebook, Twitter or Instagram page and tell us what you love the most about your body. Don't forget to include that hashtag, your skin, your brave. Now, this week's competition closes on Friday, the 9th of September at midday. And remember, those T's and C's can be found on expressoshow.com.
Do you own your skin? Do you wear it bravely, even when others try to dim its glow? Does it represent your strength, your heritage, or does it express your brave and unconditional love? New look Ingrams, your skin, your brave.